Well, it's been quite a season for Harlequins' Alex Donbrandt. The 22-year-old burst into his club's first team off the back of some of the most powerful ball carrying in the Premiership. Strong at the breakdown, he and Ben Curry are two Englishmen to watch today. From the Barbarians' perspective, broken fields and broken hearts. Bristol's Charles Piatow has been destroying the dreams of defence coaches around the world for years. The Barbarians' loosely structured style of play fits the former All Black to perfection. It's not just Bristol and Barbarians fans who will enjoy him this afternoon.
Stewart's pre-match picks as the men to watch. The man in charge, Nigel Owens. He'll be wanting the game to flow just like it should. The Barbarians have found their place in professional rugby, giving these players a licence to thrill on the pitch, to talk rugby off it, to talk about many other things too, as they bond together, socialise, train, plot and plan in a week of rugby fun. And they try to come together to do exactly what they did to England so brilliantly, so emphatically last year, when spring turned into summer then. And it's up to this inexperienced England team at international level, but all fine players at Premiership level, to give as good as they get. World Cup year leaving those destined for that competition to watch this time around. Different sort of selection in the hands of a totally fresh coaching team as well. What can they all do with their opportunity here? Willingness straight away to run the ball from the Barbarians, and Reece Wade floats it out wide, nearly fell to Josh Bassett there, the Wasp winger, who's tall. He used that height, he's got in there again, Bassett, but the referee was playing an advantage for the knock forward. First set piece, and this is where England know that they'll have to go against Joe Marler. Jim Mallender have been thinking about that all week. And they've gone with Aaron Painter, Northampton, a youngster. Big unit, 21 stone, 21 years of age.
Yeah, very promising player. The question is, can he handle the experience of Marler today? The Northampton pack in final round of Premiership fixtures and the semi-final were destroyed in the scrums against Exeter. Wasn't Saints' greatest area of strength, but he is a player with a big future, and England will be hoping that he can make a tidy start to his career today.
Crouch. Bind.
Trying to establish both sides that scrummaging platform.
Hold it there. John
Arfoa on the tight for the Barbarians, with Richard Hibbard in the centre of the front row. What experience they have and what talent they have in the back line, with Malachi Fekitoa, one of those, looking to show his skills. He's been in good form when called upon by Toulon this season. Mata tried to offload, as he does. Great power and speed too, the Edinburgh number 8. Really is a joy to watch, and if we see him in a bit of space, there'll be a big response from the crowd. Of course, here to support England, but they have a big soft spot for the Barbarians as well. So we'll see that reflected in their reactions. Marcus Smith feeds it on. Combination of Williams and Marchant in the centre, and here's Piers O'Connor. One of the Bristol contingent against his club boss in Pat Lam today. Callum Sheedy on the bench. Nothing coming back. And the England side preventing the ball coming back to the Barbarians after an effective turnover.
2 turnovers in 3 minutes, 1 for each side. Nigel Owens, crucial man today. He's going to be very, I think, lenient would be the right word at the breakdown. He wants teams to play, but early on he might well penalise teams to just make sure that you have a chance to get quick ball. You know, we talk about players and players who could speed up a game, but Owens is as influential as just about any player in the world. He has a hugely empathetic way to approach the game, and he'll feel, without the pressure on today, that he can play a part and make sure this game is played at pace.
I'm sure Francois Lowe will be playing his part in making sure that turnovers come the Barbarians' way, and that's the way they've started. Atkinson, the Englishman, going so well with Gloucester.
No advantage, lads. First, second, scrum.
England put it. Jim Manager working with Phil Dowson, of course he knows him well from Northampton days, and Joe Al-Abd brought in, and Castro did not make the top 6 as defence coach. It was going to be Ian Vass at Montpellier, or it could have been either or. Well, of course, Montpellier did make the barrage, and Dave Walder there. They're doing terrific work with Newcastle Falcons, even though they've gone down from the Premiership. He is much regarded young coach. Eddie Jones has been watching it all this week, popping in and out of camp. Went to see them train on Wednesday, and there was Eddie behind a set of posts, casting his eye.
Well, I'm intrigued to see the lady who bought that ticket for the game, and she's turned up for the match on a Sunday afternoon at Twickenham. She's there with her husband, and she thinks, oh my God, it's Eddie Jones. He was laughing and joking with her before. Just hope he doesn't get too animated there. He's intent, isn't he, even this game? Look at that. There is a man focused on rugby. Don't smile, there's going to be cameras on you all day. Yes, you know it.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold it there.
Alex Mitchell to put in.
Hughes.
Northampton youngster out of the South Sharks Academy originally.
Oh, hang on. Scrum's gone across, lads. Scrum down, same ball.
It's going to be a reset. Still England ball.
It was up and across, as I said, it was same ball.
Tom Dunn is sandwiched in between Painter, we've already mentioned, but Ross Harrison is the England loose head.
Well, Harrison has had a very good season. I'm not just saying it because of his name, Miles. He's been very impressive in Sale, and there is a sense, you know, that a few of the Sale lads find it harder to break into this England setup up there in the northwest, but they're getting their rewards.
The revolution's happening. Harrison's are on the scene at last. Tabana and Ross, and Zoe as well, of course, in the women's game. Penalty here to the Barbarians, who showed exactly what they can offer and what they've been working on in training here. Get the basics right, and the platform will be there.
That's what happens when you put a Harrison in the front row. Well, Joe Marler has decided he's captain of the Barbarians. He pointed to the posts, and Rhys Webb has ignored him completely.
Let's go!
Quarterback, Colin Slade.
He's shouting the orders. It's going nowhere near him. Slade goes the other way. It's a bit of innovation from the Barbarians early on. Not quite sure what it's achieved, but it was good to watch.
Fooled absolutely no one.
There goes Mark. Webb to Slade. Now of Poe in front. So further link. Attacking through England up quickly. Ben Curry right in there. Doing exactly what his brother's been doing for England in this past 12 months. Mitchell feeds Hammersley, who's up from fullback. There's Smith popping up in the centre. He's a little bit isolated there. Tackle from Atkinson. He's helped out here by Don Brandt. 120 kgs on him, the Harlequin.
Stay out. Out. Hughes.
Really has caught the eye, Alex Don Brandt. Tamana Harrison wants to catch the eye again. Feels he's still got something to offer internationally after his 5 caps. Last played in a full international as Australia in 2016. Chasing is O'Connor. He's also a fullback as well as a winger today, and Captain Beaumont is called back by the referee as the ball went forward.
Brilliant box kick from Alex Mitchell. We've talked about Saracens all season, the quality of their box kicking game. Mitchell, he has to stay infield, he stood back, but look at the timing and weight on that kick. Absolutely perfect. Piers O'Connor, it does go forward off his right arm, but he's 50-50 with Charles Piatow there. You cannot ask for a better kick from a scrum half. Now this guy has impressed me. You haven't seen that much of him because Cobus Reinach has been in such scintillating form at starting scrum half for Northampton. But when he comes off the bench, he's very sharp.
And when they say he's a good footballer, so he should be. He's been looked at by both Manchester United and Manchester City academies in the round ball game. He's gone down the rugby route. And there's clear talent there. He's come through the age groups, and Alex Mitchell, as you say, is another to watch, and has a chance today.
Yeah, when I watch him play, his pass is quick, he's nippy, and that box kicking, if he gets that right, you know, he's a proper player. And you know, I'm not talking about this World Cup, but scrum half is not right now an area of profound strength for England.
Reese Webb's socks, by the way, Bridgend Athletic has decided to wear today. They're not too long colours. Absolutely right.
3 overextending.
Slade, that's nice. To Naya Avoro, who's come off the wing and scored 2 tries. These are the Barbarians for Australia. There's Atkinson. He's run into the big, solid Don Brandt. And that broke down, but the referee was playing advantage. Penalty advantage, so he let it develop to its maximum to see what was possible.
England just having a little bit of problem there at the scrum. Painter again. John Afoa had a tremendous season. Gloucester. We've been watching him play for a couple of years and thinking, well, it's coming to the end. But Marler, he's going very well too. Interesting that last attack. You saw Naya Avoro, real strength, and the same from Atkinson. And there you can see Marler's working his man, and he's got Painter there. Gets a great position on him. The ex-England loose head. And this is a good attacking position for the Barbarians.
Going long, it might work. Because Mitchell has kicked long. It's a long way back for Charles Piatow, therefore, but he's coming back very quickly. With that familiar step of his.
Away!
Feet from Slade, just did enough to find Fekitoa. There's a call from Nkosi on the far side. Atkinson wanted it, but it's picked up by Williams. And here's a chance now for Josh Bassett. Bassett in the corner for England at Twickenham. Oh, that will feel good. That will feel really good for the Wasp man.
The Barbarians will give you a chance because they'll play from deep. And Atkinson made the error there. He lost the ball on the 22 when there was a good bit of space, and England just turned defence into attack devastatingly. And Josh Bassett, he's a very good finisher. Came from an initial knock on Slade. Very loose sort of ball there. Fekitoa is drawing his man, and the pass is hard, and it hits Atkinson high. And then it's very easy for England. Bassett, left wing, ball tucked under that left arm. Nobody is going to fend to get them to tackle. Very good. You can see his timing on the pass, and it's very easy there. The moment the Fekitoa and Atkinson don't quite get it right, England are in.
Williams stayed cool. Bassett had very little to do in the end for a finisher of his ability. 11 tries in all competitions, was top try scorer this season. Well, now he's got 1 in an England shirt. Marcus Smith has a conversion here to give England a very useful early lead, and that is a more than useful kick.
Very impressed with the referee with Nigel Owens there. It might not be much, but you heard him say before the try, advantage over. So often now, when there's an advantage, referees let it go all the way to the try line and then come back for it. Not this time. Owens caught it early, and that was a very easy finish there for Bassett. Loose from the Barbarians.
Slade restarts. He'll settle this England side. Mistakes will occur from the Barbarians. We know that because of the way they'll play. England will have planned for this all through the week. So we must feed off them. We must take those chances when they come, and that's exactly what they've done here.
Here is a fantastic tackle. Don Brandt so hard in on Charles Piatow. Sorry, Harrison. Tamana Harrison, the other back row man. Big tough hit for the Saint.
Fekitoa travels the short yards there, but important ones. It's gone forward off England. The whistle Pulls them back again, but they are getting stuck in.
I watched Ben Curry play with his brother Tom against Bath a few weeks ago, and he was absolutely outstanding there. You couldn't tell them apart how they looked or how they played. And Ben Curry there, very good at putting pressure on the fly half. Colin Slade has no time at all, and he can't get that inside ball away. Really good pressure. He's trying to make the tackle. No intent on trying to slap that ball on. Legit play.
Looking at the two sides. Well, first of all, the Barbarians. You've seen Luatua, Lowe and Mata and thought that is some back row with the cover of Issa and Messam as well. But Ben Curry, Alex Dombrand, Tamana Harrison, that is a very useful trio as well, and all of them in excellent form in the Premiership.
Let's keep your standards now, lads. Crouch. Bind.
Dombrand with those 11 tries in 24 Harlequins appearances already.
Keep it up.
It's almost Bassett-type scoring on the wing. Here's the Barbarian left wing in Nayaravoro. Finds Piatau. Piatau, not much space. Harrison tries to cut off that space, and O'Connor helps out, pulls the player into touch.
Very messy from the moment Vili Mata tried to change the point of the attack from that scrum. It was an extremely loose pass there. Piatau tried to get it back in the field and play, but nowhere, going nowhere at all there. Again, it's just inaccuracy. Nayaravoro, he is a brilliant operator when it comes to those one-handed offloads, but Mata was very, very loose there with the pass from the scrum. It has been a mistake-ridden, sloppy start from the Barbarians.
Lindsay Grace caught it as a Barbarian line out, the assistant on this near side. He was right on top of it. Here is Bill Mata with the offload to find Fekatoa. Fekatoa tried to go on the outside. Good tackling. Martin and Hammersley involved there, but Slade gets it wide. Lukosi. Webb. Here comes Hibbard. Slade, there's the call for the crossfield kick, and if he's judged it well, there's a real chance here, and there is a chance taken, and look who scored it. James Horwell with a smile that stretches from Twickenham to the Stoop. In his final game of rugby, he found himself on the wing, the big second row, and he enjoyed it.
One of the leggiest left wings you will ever see. Horwell waiting out there, and what a beautiful left-footed kick that was from Colin Slade. Slade created this with a beautiful pass off his left hand, first of all, going left to right. You see as this move switches, some superb play. Mata first of all, Fekatoa keeps it going. Just keep your eye out now. Colin Slade's pass, well, we've missed that, but we haven't missed the left-footed kick. An absolute beauty.
Execution there, the skill is superb, but it's so easy for the big man.
Well, look back, man kicking his Slade. You'll see a lovely pass as well, left to right, and what he was able to do is stretch England all the way across the field, and that pulls people, and then it opens it when you come the other way.
Here's Slade now with his right boot. Not as accurate as Smith was from the touch line, but he certainly contributed big time with that crossfield kick pass.
Well, here's the width. Slade's lovely missed pass there. It just keeps stretching England. And if you look at England's defence now, England are very narrow and tight. The second ball comes and they're not ready for that at all. Naive in defence, that's what happens. The team hasn't been together too long. Slade saw the space, executed the move brilliantly.
Here come the Barbarians straight away again. It's Francois Lowe, lovely off the floor quickly there. Atkinson and Slade combining. Piatau, good pass under pressure to find Nayaravoro. The offloading is starting to tick now. That's Fekatoa onto Piatau, back to Nayaravoro. How have they done that in the space that was available? Piatau again to Horwell, to Slade. It's missed low, and there might be a chance here for Bassett. He read it well. He was up against three Barbarians on the outside there, and that is an excellent decision. He was invited in by the quality of the pass, which was just missing on that occasion. Oh, and then the knock-on by Elliot Stuke.
Stuke, I think, saw Nayaravoro coming up on the inside, and it just checked the momentum of everyone there. Here's another look at Barbarians putting width on the game. Fekitoa, lovely offload. Bang, he could have gone the easy ball to Atkinson, but he goes wide. And when it came across, England was so narrow. There was no width on there. The only forward in a wide position is that man, James Horwell. Hammersley has got no chance against a guy of that size.
I know we all want to enjoy this game, but we need to set better standards.
Such a popular figure in his time at Harlequins, just over the road where he showed his leadership qualities, which of course there with his national side Australia for many a year. Led the Australians against the 2013 Lions.
Not without controversy, Miles.
Too far back again, and he needs to get better height to number 1 black. No.
Let's keep it light, Stu.
It's the great thing I love about this world now. You can't report on the facts
height issue with you, and your feet
James Horwell did get involved in an issue that upset the Lions, but I'm not going to be allowed to mention it today. But you can go back and look at it.
This game, boys, because if you don't play, then you go off. As simple as that.
Happens to all of us.
I won't be twice about doing it, so don't put yourself in that situation.
Encouraging his side, the captain.
Crouch.
He's wearing Queensland University socks today, dedicating his final game to when it all began.
Get back and put it in.
Eastwood now has located the pack and waits for his number 8, Bill Matter. His player choice in the Pro 14 competition this season. Standing again. Slade, there is a little bit of space there, but Hammersley steps into it. It's well taken by Mitchell, who bashes that towards the corner, but doesn't quite get the angle that he wanted. He's chasing, and he's putting pressure on Piatow here. Piatow normally makes these situations look ridiculously easy. And you know they're not, but such is the talent of the man. Never panics. Hustled into touch that time. The presence of Don Brandt again.
Well, Don Brandt decided there was enough of his fancy tricks in his own 22. I'm going to smash you into touch. Watch the way he does this kick step and inside ball to Yaravoro at the same time. Brilliant, but it's the Englishman who has the last laugh. Classy play there, Matter on the carry on the inside. And then you can see inside ball from Afoa. I've had enough of your fun and games, mate. Get off the pitch.
Good opportunity here for England. Tom Dunn will throw the Bath hooker. And joins in with the drive. Elliot Stuke, his Bath colleague, right in there. Trying to get it moving, England. It's a little bit sluggish and crab-like.
Ball available, hands away. Advantage, ball is available.
Going to get the penalty, so
it
works out in the end for England.
In from the side and off your feet, yes.
Explained by Nigel
Yes,
Owens.
2 of you.
Take your pick.
That was not an unplayable maul. The ball was on the ground and you came in afterwards to try and keep it in there.
Smith is going to be going to the corner here. Or is he?
Held up before. Too late.
He's looking for the post. England have got their test match head on.
And so they should. That's the way they have to play it.
Well, if you want to win, you take points. Some would argue you get more points if you go to the corner and score tries, but it is a slight rarity in this game. But England are a less experienced team, and the Barbarians haven't clicked yet. So in the first quarter, if you've got an opportunity for easy points, I guess it's daft not to take them and just build your little buffer.
Would have been going to the World Championship for the under-20s in Argentina, but pulled out of that trip to be part of this. He's 20 years of age. He's been around the England squad for quite a time. He burst onto the scene, and Marcus Smith gets 3 points. That takes England to 10-5, and we will hear from the Barbarians coach, Pat Lamb. He's with James Gamble.
Thank you very much, Miles. Yes, Pat, England gone for the points on that occasion. Not so for the Barbarians. It's wide, it's quick, it's frantic. Is it as the doctor ordered?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we're here to play the Barbarian style, but it's You know, we've got some good shape. We've just turned the ball over 3 or 4 times, and obviously, even when the ball is playing, it was on, but we turned the ball over. So if we can keep hold of the ball, we can put a bit of pressure on.
We've seen an NFL style play come through. I'm not sure Colin Slater's any Tom Brady just yet. We've got some more innovations in the bag.
Yeah, there's a few things there, but I think maybe we might have pulled it out a bit too early. I think we should have gone for the corner, and but that's fine. I mean, at the end, these guys got a license. There's a little bit of structure for them to, if things go pear-shaped, for them to get back into play. But at the moment, they got a license to entertain and play well.
And hopefully win. Pat, thanks for your time.
Slade, brilliant man, brilliant coach, Pat Lamb, of course. You do feel he's just fighting his inner self when he takes charge of the Barbarians. He wants to play in the Barbarian style, but there's a practical nature to his game, a hardness to his game that he wants to see too. And I suppose that's the right mix, isn't it, when you're playing against an organised side?
Yeah, I would say, though, with both Bristol and Connacht, if you said there's a club coach in Europe who is suitable to go straight into the Barbarians, it would be Lamb. He does believe in width.
Play on, knock back off White before the tackle.
Yes, and we've seen that with those 2 teams that you mentioned. Kicked on by Horwell, referee's waving it on, and Hammersley is going to have to stretch his legs here and then has no option with Navarro breathing down his neck. Might have stretched a little bit too much there, Simon Hammersley. He's all strapped up. He might have felt it. And they will need their full-back here.
Barbarians got a man down as well. That was a bit of a break for the Barbarians there. Yet once again they made an error, but England couldn't take advantage of it. They knocked their own ball backwards, a ball hacked through, and suddenly, Joe Marler's that Joe Marler down? I think it is. Yeah, it is Joe Marler. Suddenly the Barbarians, from some pretty loose play, are in a great attacking position. Tell it was Joe Marler from his soft miles, couldn't you?
Well, he's been looking forward to this game. He doesn't want to leave it at this point. The chance to play against England. He was one of those who was on the other side a year ago. For Hammersley, well, followers his career will remember that he got a call up to go to South Africa with the Saxons in 2016, and then did his ACL. His family watching on. They can rest easy. Hands back in the line out here. And a very important one as well, as Hibbert throws it and Marler takes it. Nearly through onto the England line there. Big drive coming from Hall again. Webb to Francois Lowe. England need to defend well here. Lowe!
Ball touched the ground before
gets that try. There's something pretty pragmatic about that and very direct.
That was very clever as well, though, wasn't it? We saw the American football play right at the start of the game. That was a more orthodox one, but an unusual one nevertheless. Great shift in the line out, and that opens it up to Joe Marler. There you can see the holes, the decoy. I think it's Afoa comes threatening in there. You can see John Afoa comes there. He's holding Painter. The Barbarians have a front foot. James Horwell is really close to a second try, but when it comes to Francois Lowe, England, in a way, as with the first try, have never been able to reorganise themselves. This time in the tight, but you could see an inexperience there, and the Barbarians have exploited that very cleverly.
It wasn't quite route one, it was route 1 and 2, wasn't it? And it was the double combination there. England didn't know where it was coming from in the end, although that finish is so direct from Lowe and strong.
He's got good body angles, he comes off that right foot, but it was very cleverly worked out there.
Other side of the influence and expertise and knowledge of these players in conjunction with their coaches. Lamb supported by Jonathan Thomas and Conor Phillips.
Advantage,
He works with them at Bristol. Should give them continuity, knowing what they want to do. England have the ball here. Chance to come straight back. John Brandt, but the whistle's gone. That was just forward. Referee was in line.
That is the angle that Alex Dombrandt has picked all season, and it has haunted defenders. If you're sitting south stand behind the post there and you look at him come there, you'll see someone who can do something very few forwards in England can do. And it's not just the pace and power, it's the fact that he comes late. He moves like a centre, he sees it really well. You watch now, boom, in he comes. It's just half a metre or so.
He was in the Premiership Dream Team, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'd have him in the England squad of 45 because Eddie Jones loves carriers who can really hit over that game line hard, and he's clever as well as a powerful carrier. I think he's been tremendous this season.
You feel he's getting there very quickly. He's one of those that we won't have to hang around for too long for.
Pull him back.
Free kick to England at the scrum.
Take the pressure. Pull him back.
So a little bit of a turnaround for England in that department. I think Joe Marler agrees by looking on his face.
No, it's not time. Scrum call.
You'll like this though. The Barbarians' immediate chance to hit back.
Control the set. Take the pressure.
Some terrific talent, some terrific characters in there for the Barbarians. I'm sure the chat will be more than interesting.
Crouch.
Delightful contrast in terms of hairstyles. You've got John Afoe with none,
Set.
Hibbard with an awful lot of blonde hair, and then you've got the Mohawk Marler.
Mitchell's gone to the short side, or the shorter side. There's Smith and Hammersley seem to have made a recovery there. I was just a little bit concerned about that knee. Wanted it checking, reassurance more than anything else. We shall see. Oh, that's strong from Tom Dunn. He does that so often. He goes with his tackling in the loose. He is a terrific performer. He really is.
Lost, boys.
Mitchell digs it out again to find Smith. And that's nice hands from Williams, and Hammersley couldn't quite take it. Was knocked on. Not deliberate.
Well, if he took that ball, he was also going to take Fekitoa, whose decision to go hard out of the line was exceptional. Real experience there. Experience isn't not just what you do with the ball, it's what you do defensively. Dunn, you're quite right, Miles, is a very good carrier. The offload keeps it going and moves the point of attack, but Fekitoa's ability to read it when this ball goes wide is quite exceptional. He had a slow start with Toulon, but he has got better and better. That's superb timing there. He just makes that call and he makes it right.
Just looking forward to his arrival next season. The link between Williams and Hammersley, of course, both of the Newcastle Falcons, although Hammersley's on his way to Sale next season.
It's better last year. It's better.
Fekitoa was a replacement in this fixture last year. Starter today, and as I said, joining Wasp next season from Toulon.
Wasp will be hoping that he makes up.
Better last year. Set, control. Okay. 7
The New Zealand All Black.
Better last year.
Sorry, Miles, I was saying hope he makes a quicker start to his English career than his French one.
Time on.
Hope he makes a quick recovery. That's what I'm thinking at the moment.
Oh,
Okay.
I think I swallowed a frog.
Bind.
I do apologise, viewers.
Set. Hold it there. Keep it up.
Picked up by Tamara
Hands
Harrison.
away now. Lost now. Ruck is called.
Here's Beaumont. Mitchell again. You'll be pleased to know, or maybe you won't be, that Stuart is back with us. That's just a joke.
The thought of 50 more minutes of Harrison, that might be a joke too.
It's Stu to Mitchell, Smith, Beaumont,
Knock on.
Hibbard, got it back to Piatow. Tackle from Joe Martin.
Move right. Advantage over.
Off goes Mata. Oh, he nearly got that offload again in too low, but it is back with Reece Webb. And finds the support again from Fekitoa, who's passed the ball better than that in his career, but it still found the target. of Nkosi, back inside to Fekatoa, who was pointing the way. Oh, and now he's lost the ball. Disappointing end to what was building there for the Barbarians, but off goes Piers O'Connor.
Francis, let it go, Barbarians, let it go!
Advantage
Francis, let
already
it go.
for the penalty. And there it is, given when the ball doesn't come back.
Defence of the Barbarians in midfield is very good. Their line speed is forcing errors there. You can see a forwards up there as well. And then from the turnovers, they're so dangerous. Very quick Luatua off his line, and then it's the forwards coming up extremely fast. England not able to handle at the moment, and the net result of that was a turnover that was deadly, that was 50, 60 metres yard. It wasn't a great pass from Fekatoa, but Nkosi is quick. And this is where you can see it's the Barbarians and not the All Blacks, and that you've been drinking a few days and not training because there's no support. Ball goes to Fekatoa. When he was in the Southern Hemisphere, he would have expected about 5 men around him. He's got absolutely no one.
Nice work from England at the line out again. Up goes Johnny Williams. Joe Marchant. Oh, that's nice from Marchant, and he finds Mitchell. And Mitchell's got Curry with him. He's also got a lot of pace. Floats it on to Curry, out to Smith, and then it's Hammersley, and that, from England, is a Barbarian try. Wonderful rugby.
Well, England haven't been able to pass their way outside the Barbarians. Joe Marchant was able to step through it. All about Marchant, that really good play, and you'll see the scrum half again. Mitchell's involvement for this Harlequins is a very dangerous attacking player. Step off the right foot, beats 2 men, really good. 3rd man beaten as well. And whereas the Barbars had no support, look at that, England have got 3 or 4 men there. Really good support play there. Hammersley keeps his width. Barbarians made a break, didn't have men in support to finish it. England and Marchant made a break. They had them swarming. That's the difference.
Good game. 2 tries apiece now. First one for England, then 2 for the Barbarians. Now this reply from England.
It's good from Mitchell again, isn't it? He's had a really good start to this game. And Marcus Smith, nice timing of that pass there. Great sympathy in that. It's a little bit behind Hammersley, but he held the ball up so Hammersley could just react, just reach back and take it.
Made the kick easy for Smith as well. So the 2 points guaranteed. England leading 17-12 as we approach half-time.
Ruck! Hughes! Take him back! Hughes!
Mitchell with the box kick. Little push out the way. Spotted by Nigel Owens.
First, then caught the ball.
Maurice Webb caught by
9. Nudge first, then the ball.
fellow Welshman Nigel Owens. Smith goes for a bit of ground, and England on the attack again.
Errors hurting them. Here's the try. Marchant, 3 men beaten. The support play is really good. Mitchell at scrum half. Love the way he's up the middle there. Curry involved. Marcus Smith comes late. Hammersley's waiting there. That's a super little score from England.
A long way out. Hammersley knew it had to get to him, and that's exactly what happened, courtesy of the excellent support, as you say, from Curry.
A nice line from Don Brandt again.
Dunn, another important contribution from him. Smith nicely away. Williams good hands as well. Now Captain Beaumont gets it out to Bassett. Start all of this try-scoring fun towards the start of the half.
Advantage, high tackle. Advantage, high tackle.
England have a penalty here for the high challenge. It's flown by this first half, always a good sign. Dunn again finds Marchant. Can he reproduce those quick feet?
Okay, we're going over, boys. Going over. High tackle. Down, okay, so penalty on
England have already taken a penalty from this sort of position in the 22 and gone for 3 points, but much wider out. I think they'll be looking for the corner and more than 3 points. It's a harder kick there. So you go for the easier option, which is the line out. And if England score here, there could be a little bit of daylight between themselves and the Barbarians. Not too much. Anyone who was here yesterday will know that an 11-point lead can go very quickly. Dowson, Elabd, Malinder, they're happy enough with things at the moment, aren't they?
Even happy if this results in another score here. England in a very good position. They'll back their fitness on this hot day. Really well, but Barbarians countering well there. There's Don Brandt. From Mitchell to Harrison, who's off again.
Move away, Simon.
Mitchell, his club colleague, finds Elliot
Hands
Stoops.
away, lost.
Only one of the side starting today who started last year, so he knows all about the embarrassment of that fixture as it turned out. As Barbarians tries the
Push it into it.
Chris Ashton avalanche.
Oh, that's okay.
That's
Tackle was chest high.
hard on Williams, but he took it well.
Still have advantage away now.
Harrison takes it to ground. Still advantage being played here. Smith involved again. Oh, that's gone! Really good from Marcus Smith. The fearlessness of youth. There for all to see.
He made one a couple of minutes ago, he scored that one.
But it's not a silly nonsense.
Just wait on a lovely delay there. He takes that ball and he scans and he's able to see what the Barbarians' defence is going. If they stop, if they bite in on him, then that pass goes. If it doesn't, he just fades and goes through the gap. It's beautifully done. Again, Don Brandt, you know, is making big meters in key parts of the field. Here's the score. Wait, there's the delay. There's the drift of a Barbarian, and he just glides through the gap. There, the wait and the go. And you can see that Mata has just shifted out half a metre. And from that close proximity, that's all he needs. Hold, wait, he's gone. I'm through.
Good boys, good work, guys. Good chip here.
Makes it look easy. It's a nice touch there from Marcus Smith. And you can see there, the lady next to the Australian thinks it's a super try.
Advantage, yeah.
So does the boss. Smith. Good kick again. Perhaps even more so that time because the heart would still have been pumping after the try that he scored.
Who was it discovered this young man at Brighton College? It wasn't Eddie Jones, was it? Oh, yes, it was. The apprentice is starting very well this half. It's a lovely finish.
Said that he's working on his defence and his game management, Marcus Smith. Well, of course he is. He's only 20 years of age, but he's got an awful lot to work with, hasn't he? Look at that kick in behind Dongeli Naiyaravoro.
He's having a moment. The young man is having a moment. That's a wonderful kick. Just as you talked about game management, Miles, he gets the ball and he whacks it 50 metres downfield. Exactly what the England pack want. That's test match game management. You know, you don't score a try and start playing silly-nilly. You just say, come on, let's get down there again. Really good play.
Oh, there's Mitchell popping up again. He's stood out and he's offloaded to another man that stood out. And how could he not with a frame like that? Alex Don Brandt, England having a purple patch before half-time here.
It's not as simple as 3 men, of course, but 3 guys are having a really significant impact on this game, and it's in the core of the match from 6 to 10. Don Brandt has been carrying brilliantly. Mitchell has been making magnificent breaks down the middle, and there again, Don Brandt just sees it early. Marcus Smith gives him the position, but just watch this now. Mitchell reads it, but again, the flanker comes from wide. He steps in. He is a really potent runner with a ball in hand. That's a lovely piece of play, 10-9-6. And the Barbarians hammered England last year. They're on the receiving end of a hammering at the moment.
63-45 the score last year. Well, England driving this match at the moment. And Don Brandt thrusting his name out there again.
Like the way Mitchell just ball under one hand, very soft delivery, just popped it up, said to Don Brandt, all yours, mate. No risk, no one's going to hold you.
You won't get the stick, I'll get it.
At the moment, the more challenging half-time team talk for Pat Lam. England in a good place here. Suddenly grab the game.
Last play, yes.
Final play, will they play test match mentality here, get it off? I think they will. Mitchell knows exactly what to do. England lead 31-12 at half-time. Your summary of that first 40, Stuart?
Well managed by the England half-backs. The forwards match the Barbarians. Don Brandt has been good. As for the Barbarians, too many errors, and England have capitalised on them.
Half-time score, England 31, Barbarians 12. Barbarians on their way back out. England already there, eager, waiting. Brock James coming towards the end of his playing career, of course, with Bordeaux Bergler now, moving into coaching. And the England coaches were very impressed with Alex Don Brandt in that first half. Rhys Webb knows that he's got a lot to do along with his team in this second period. Try and start to claw this back. Can they?
They can, but it's a tough old ask at the moment if we can keep the plane going. Mitchell and Smith have put them in the right places. And for the Barbarians, you know, it's all well and good saying we've got to just keep our hands on the ball, but they're trying to play through the hand, and England have got them playing in the wrong parts of the field.
Warm sunshine now. Might take its toll. It's a steamy old afternoon at Twickenham. Francois Lowe. Been with Bath now quite a while. 2011-2012, the season when he joined. Stephen Luatua making waves at Bristol. And there is Malachi Fekitoa again. A strong carry up the touchline. It looked like a side that Pat Lam might have made an impression on at half-time. That's a committed start from the Barbarians here to the second period. Picked up by Marler to Hall and then Slade. Here's Charles Piatow. His rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody apparently was fantastic at the Barbarians Got Talent night. Rhys Webb's right, said Fred, not quite up there, I'm told.
I always thought Freddie Mercury would have been a great left winger.
There is Piatow, supported by Lowe. Orwell, England looking organised. Atkinson throws that out the back. Wasn't quite sure where that was going. Nair Avoro is going to get tackled by Piers O'Connor. He was playing in the English Championship last season with the Ealing Trailfinders. Spotted by Bristol. Despite injury right at the start of the season, he still managed to end the campaign with a big tick next to his name. This has Callum Sheedy, who's on the England bench today. And with Ben Loader, who's performing so well for London Irish in the Championship. Barbarians from deep and Rhys Webb to Hammersley. Exactly where the touchline was. And that's a lovely little dummy that he's thrown.
Not 10,
and he wasn't held, so he went rolling onto that 22-metre line. Picked up deep here by O'Connor again. Born in Sydney, Australia, but has an English father. Here's Mitchell to Smith with a little chip ahead. Marchant's looking for it, so is Slade. Called for the mark, and he has eventually been heard, and he's thinking about taking it quickly. Here goes Colin Slade. Nair Avoro trying to make sure that two tackle him and he gets that ball away. attracting the opposition. Luatua.
Miles, there's far too much static play and backwards play from the Barbarians. They are bringing the English defence on, and that's why they're finding it very hard to get out of their 22.
John Afoa. He's trying to get that offloaded, but can't. Orwell still stuck in that 22 then. Fekitoa blasts his way out. Terrific work. Talking about totally committed there. Piatau. Webb.
Fekitoa has been the pick, hasn't he, of the Barbarians' backs at the moment. But again, you know, Piatau then throws a ball recklessly away. You've got to hold that ball and place it, but people aren't getting there. For all the Barbarians saying we're doing all right, we're keeping ball, their basics are letting them down, and England are just suffocating them at the moment.
Earlier, England were going through three-pointers. Not so now. They feel they've got a cushion and they can really build here with an attacking lineup. Smith finds touch.
Well, the longer the game stays in this part of the field, despite this break from Manakai Fekitoa, England are going to be in the ascendancy. There's too many errors from the Barbarians, and England are in too sharp a mood to waste them. When they turn counter-attacks into attacks, they're turning them into scores.
Set piece works well again. Mitchell finds Dombrandt.
It's lost now. Both of them have lost it now.
Mitchell again to Painter. He's on his first senior contract this season with Northampton. There's Mitchell. Oh, just breaks.
Okay, careful. Careful, lads, careful. Careful.
So back for the knock-on.
That was so close.
Lost on.
Almost superb there from Mitchell. Dombrandt hit really hard. Again, he's just challenging the Barbarians with that line. It's a good line out there, but when this moves on, the timing, what we're going to see in a second, from this phase, from Mitchell, just watch how Mitchell just tries to bring the Barbarians onto it. Another phase coming. Dombrandt's going to be waiting. Coming late, the little check and delay, it's a really good piece of defence. But the scrum half is always looking for that hole. There, you can see it.
And that first raid from Dombrandt as part of that move. Again, he was looking to offload as soon as he absorbs the contact. He's so strong, he can get that ball out of the tackle. That time he couldn't take it on, but he's a constant threat. I know you flowed in the first half. The idea of him being part of the World Cup widest squad. He's got to be close, hasn't he?
You know, there's obviously weaknesses in his game. He's a 22-year-old, he's one full season, but he does have assets that suit the way England play. Great defence by Francois Lowe as well with that tackle, and the way he brought him gently back down to ground so there wasn't a penalty or an injury.
And good work by the forwards in general there from the Barbarians as they get the scrum penalty and a chance to clear. And it's so important here to get the first score of this second half. If they don't, they really could be playing too long a catch-up.
Well, it's interesting at half-time I was listening to former England Lions prop forward Alex Corbisiero, who said, my heart said England, but my head says Barbarians. And you look at a scoreline, 31-12, and that's quite a big call. It's a fair old way for the Barbarians to go, and whilst there's no points in the first 5 minutes of the half, England have been dominant.
And that was Afoa going up at the line out, which is interesting. They're trying things. Nkosi finds support from Mata. Here's Atkinson. That might just be perfect for Nayaravoro, who loves situations like these. But O'Connor's done really well to get back at him. Done much wrong, if anything at all. Here goes Dombrandt. Dombrandt gets it outside, and the pace is there to finish. It's England with the opening score in this second half. It's Johnny Williams. I feel like Dombrandt might have gone himself there, but it was an unselfish act, knowing that the back, Williams was arriving to take England out to 36. And that now is a long, long way back for the Barbarians.
I think Alex will be thinking twice now. Once again, you just see the virtues of this man. It's not just power and pace, it's intelligence as well. It's a really cracking pass from Atkinson. It is a very good one, but the Barbarians just trying to make the big play all the time. Doesn't come off. It's good defence first of all. Ball floated in a tackle, and then Dombrandt swoops it up with his right hand. He goes all the way if he wants, but because he's a smart player, he knows that outside him, as you say, he's got a quicker man, and he just transfers it quickly. He doesn't take 3 or 4 strides to give the Barbarians a chance to get back. He knows what the right call is, and he makes it.
Well, Eddie Jones is not shy of a big call. He's watching Dombrandt today. Do it again. And Marcus Smith too. Continues to contribute with the boot as well as his general play. And I think Eddie Jones, compared to this time last year, will be feeling a lot different about this fixture. Of course, England, with their selection, pitching this at a different level this time around, and it's working.
How do you think Paul Gustard, Harlequins coach, is feeling next year? Dombrandt, 22. Marchant, how old is he? He's not very old. 23?
22, really.
22 as well. Smith, 20, and the way all of them are playing.
Here's Smith underneath his own post, 20-year-old Marcus Smith. He looks so calm and collected. Might have been a hint of panic there, but he contained it.
Fly halves are like cats, Miles. They might be flustered, but they never look it.
Ruck is called.
He was on the verge of doing so there. But he controlled the situation. And the proof of the pudding is now as England try and work it away. Dombrandt again, just a little rumble forward. Buys an extra metre as long as the retention is good. It's the right thing to do. And it's now with Marchant, who's looking to get away. That's a very important tap tackle, but he bounces back to his feet. These young England players are really determined to impress. And they're doing exactly that. Smith through the hands from England. There are plenty of options here. Curry, one of them.
Tackle, move! No, let it go
Of course,
now.
he, like his brother, still only 20. For 1998. June of 98, that was the tour of hell, wasn't it, for England, when they went to 3 major southern hemisphere nations and maybe wish they hadn't.
Miles, you're aging both of us, man.
Lost now.
There's Smith again, and that's interesting as Bassett tried to go through. Oh, it's hacked on here. The Schumann has come on the prop. Oh, what a pickup that is from Marchant. That was lovely. A round of applause. Absolutely deserved.
Out. Don't touch. No, it's not.
There's something really delicate about that from Marchant.
News. It said News 9, get it away now, please.
And away from Mitchell. Bassett really kept it in. Unlucky.
Before the game, Joe Marler was talking about getting into the heads of his Harlequins. All 3 of them are playing blinders.
Okay, thank you.
Marchant
Also say that Dave Heffernan is on as hooker, Stu.
So as to say, Marchant hasn't had as many touches as the others, but he's looked very good. Comes off the centre, makes a really nice break there, and here you can see the consummate class, very confident on the pitch. Showman was moving at pace there, but it didn't matter who it was. He knew he was going to scoop that ball up. Really good play.
And you're up to date with any changes that the Barbarians have made in the front row. Heffernan and Schumann, and Paul Hill is now on for England. He's won 5 caps. His test debut against Italy in 2016, the year he was one of the discoveries of the season. Alex Dombrandt, he's been some discovery, hasn't he?
Okay.
Wins supporters and players' choice as player of the year. There's his teammate Marcus Smith, who was caught behind the post. Was he trapped? No, he wasn't.
Okay, line up called. What's the
Tamana
Time out.
Harrison trying to get that right arm round his fly half. Flankers always look after their man.
Very protective as well in that situation, Smith. Oh, that's well taken by Marchant again.
Off the knee, play on and back up, Barbarians, play on.
No knock on as it came off the knee, and Nkosi, of course the brother of Joshua Tuisova, who played in this fixture last year. That's lovely from Slade, and here comes Hui, and on to Piatau, a little shimmy, and the chip in behind, and off goes Mata, and Williams will have to look here. Oh, the arm went in as well. It was carried over by Johnny Williams. He had no choice in the end. He was trying to get that ball to roll, blow it over if you like, but Bill Mata was bearing down on him.
Piatau, it was a really nice breaking kick. The weight of the kick was superb. Mata at the moment is just struggling a little bit. But look at that. Smith involved in the tackle with Atkins, and then the turnover. So good. Marchant very quick. And we're waiting for Piatau. The class act. There's a step. It's a beauty. There's a kick. It's very good. You can see Williams just getting back, and he carries it over. And to his credit, Nigel Owens didn't need to check. He knew.
I'll take him back where you were there.
Great positional play from the Welsh referee. And here you can see.
Take him back.
Yep.
It's good from Williams. We've seen a few high-profile ones go wrong this season with players attempting to slide the ball back over their own line and being beaten to it or make a total hash of it. But Johnny Williams in control there. Joe Marler's, well, for now, played his part.
Fair to say he did not get inside the head of his mates.
Shoulder out. Good angle, okay. Yeah, if there's any issues, we'll deal with that. I'm sure you.
Look at that.
Height.
It's a rout at the moment, isn't it?
5-bar gate for England in terms of tries. These the two from the Barbarians.
So he can come in.
Liam Messam is coming on. He's 35 years of age now. And he's got odd socks. He's wearing the socks of Toulon in the Rotorua Boys High School.
I say use the cause, okay?
I feel like I ought to mention them all, but you know what? It's a bit restrictive. I do apologise if
leg strong.
the two of the players don't get their formative clubs mentioned.
Both sides have come in before I call this. So wait, okay? Come back.
Reset, so a quick chance for Dave Heffernan's socks. Connaught and Ballina, the salmon capital of Ireland, which you will know. They're in there somewhere. There they are. Shades of green.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
And Richard Hibbard was wearing Dragons in the Tybark Club in Wales. There is big Naira Bora as we concentrate on the rugby again. Work by Lowe. There is Heffernan. Caught by Don Brandt. Another tackle to chalk up. Messam.
You've lost it, boys. You've lost it. You've lost it. You've lost it. Move.
Loose web. Advantage is being played. Fekatoa. Out it comes to Atkinson. Quite seen him at his best today, but he's thrown the ball inside there, knowing advantage was being played.
It's the first concerted period of real Barbarians pressure this half, and if they are going to find their way back into this game, if they're to have any hope of winning, 26 points now, 25 minutes, this has to be a try.
It's Chris Vouy.
Ball is there.
Luatua out to Piatau. Oh, that's nice, and a foul, and there is Atkinson to score. Barbarians keep themselves in it, just about. Long time still to go here.
John Afoa always been such a good footballer in the loose, prop forward. Bristol now, but he was former Gloucester, and he finds his man there. Loops around, Atkinson comes that angle that has been such a formidable angle all season. He's a big, powerful man. Lovely play from John Afoa, and Atkinson is coming short and straight, and nobody is going to stop him. Piatau to his current teammate Afoa, to his former teammate Atkinson. A little West Country moment.
A lovely try, that. But Urbano about to come on, the Bath man. Of course, injured his knee at England training camp in Brighton in May of last year. Was out for 9-10 months with that. There's Arthur just lining him up and finding Atkinson.
Shades of Dan Carter there. Foe will be saying, I played with the great man, I know what to do.
Mark Atkinson in his international under-20 days, he was part of the Joe Marler vintage, that team. Some time ago now. Atkinson is 20, well, late 20s, 29, I think. Here goes Nkosi again, inside. He's going to get it back, and this is more than just a little recovery now. As Rodri Williams goes to the post, can he reach? He can. Good. 2 in a minute for the Barbarians, and we have a very different scoreboard and a very different match on our hands now.
That's as good a try as we've seen today. Barbarians using that narrow channel, 5 metres, beautiful lines, great support, and Rodri Williams, that is quite some substitution. It's a very good retake of a decent kick. They come down the short side. England had just caught napping there. Inside ball, outside ball, inside ball to Williams. The timing of all the 3 passes was good. He's tackled, but he gets for the reaches for the line and makes it. Super play. Little dummy from Nkosi, just to hold his man for a split second. Easy for Williams.
I think he initially grounded it just short and then got a little shunt on. Lovely from Bowie to Nkosi.
Yes, Messham's involved as well there, and the timing of all those passes, very good. Picture perfect. He's tackled. It's a brilliant tackle from Marcus Smith, but Williams has the pace to get there, and Lamb, he can dare to dream again.
Same again. Okay, time out.
Alex Mitchell receiving some treatment here, and I think for all the players this will be a chance just to get a little bit of air back in the lungs. Ben White is going to be his replacement, the young Leicester scrum half, and a promising young player in the Premiership. He made his Premiership debut, didn't he? He's a 17-year-old. 21 now, still many years in front of him. The second youngest player to make a Premiership debut. David Doherty of Wasps all those years ago, still the youngest to do so, 17.
Available. Good,
I think we should recognise Mitchell's performance today, very good for England at scrum half.
There's Slade and new energy about the Barbarians here, of belief as well. There's White getting into the match, and it's all about the bounce here.
No advantage, offside, 6 black.
Already a penalty had been awarded.
Okay, you're 12 points up. England have shown they wanted to win the game in the first point. You take this 3 points, you go to 15 clear. Yeah, good decision.
We're going to be popular now.
Crowd don't like it. Crowd don't care who wins. Crowd want excitement. Jim Mallender, he's happy.
We are just about to hear that one,
The Adiolokan of the Connacht side scored a try in that famous final win, the Pro 12 as it was then against Leinster. For a large part of this season with a bicep tear.
Just jumped in a bit early, okay?
So really just coming back from that. Should say that Tom Ellis of Bath is on for England now.
Because Pat Lamb was the man in charge of Connacht that day.
Smith, should be simple 3 points, and it is. And an important 3, as Stuart was saying.
Yeah, it takes them out of 2-try range. Having said that, the Barbarians have shown in the last 5 minutes their capacity to strike from very, very deep. This game far from over.
Where are you going, Carl?
But a good 3 points there. That just gives a tiny bit of breathing space.
Logan wearing 14, but he is a replacement. There's a late change made by Pat Lamb.
Okay, that's a rack now, lads. It's a rack now. We lose. Okay, Hughes.
There's Paul Hill.
Hughes. I said Hughes, get it away.
And White didn't quite strike that how he wanted. So little Williams going up for the Barbarians. Didn't have to go up in the end, it just fell to him, and it was a good catch. Came through a host of bodies. Now, John Orfeo has got the taste for it. He's standing at fly half. But look at that from Peartau. It was the other way around last time. But Peartau here switches play to find Heffernan. Heffernan straightens. And the Barbarians have a great chance here again. Williams out wide. Nairavaara. Oh, that's a fantastic offload to Atkinson. And a really good try. Pure Barbarian bravado. And the crowd enjoying every bit of it.
That's Southern Hemisphere spectacular there, with the Englishman smashing his way over in the end. But Peartau, on those feet of his, that ability to just float in the air, and then when he touches down, change pace. What can you do against that? That is magnificent. You wondered, first of all, should you have gone the other way, but there were men marked. It was a really good decision to go to Heffernan. And Nairavaara, he's a different sort of player to Peartau. He's big, he's strong, and he offloads wonderfully well. The footwork of the fullback, the strength and the offloading skill of the Australian winger, that's a classy score. Oh, that is beautiful. One attacker, 2 defenders. It means there's a space somewhere. And Atkinson, he scored that.
Wait, I'm speaking to my team more. Do you need more time, Ollie?
No, Ollie Hodge.
Try's good,
It's
Nigel.
good.
Sorry, Colin, sorry, it's good. I'm speaking to my team more. Sorry, carry on anyway, sorry.
Ollie Hodges,
happy,
the
yeah?
television match official, having a look at that. Nigel Owens and he are happy. And suddenly, Atkinson, Roger Williams, Atkinson again. Barbarians have 5 tries of their own, and Colin Slade agonisingly close for the extra 2, which could make a difference in the final analysis. But at the moment, it's very much
England 2
coming back to in the balance here. 41-31. That was beautiful from Peartau.
Poor old Josh Beaumont, he can't have known what was happening when he changed pace there. That was absolutely wonderful. Stood him up. That could have been an international centre. He'd have done no better than Beaumont. A brilliant try.
What are you meant to do when faced with that?
That's good. Let the ball go, got his feet.
Buy the man a drink and say that was class later.
Facundo Issa is on for Barbarians, and Tommy Taylor comes on for England for, oh, he is twizzling the ball, on for Tom Dunn. Fair off as well. Beelum on, and we continue to marvel at the skill of Peartau.
He made Josh look about as quick as his dad, and that's harsh on Josh because he's a bit quicker than Bill.
Don Brand still out there.
Not held, boys.
Slugging it out when required. White.
Release! Move!
Stoops done well to get that back. Smith, hand in there from Schumann.
Has he made the tackle? It's a knock-on only.
Nothing deliberate about the knock forward, but it is advantage here for England. And Smith kicks.
Advantage over.
A fairly advantageous situation, so it'll continue now with Nairavaara, who's left O'Connor this time. He gets back at him. It's been a good battle between those two. O'Connor might not have slept too much last night, knowing that he was facing the big man, but he's done really, really well.
Yeah, Peartau's coming into this game. Do you see that little offload as well?
Barbarians are finding their stride here. There's some lovely rugby, but that one is picked up by England captain Beaumont's done well. Stook with him. Experience from those two in the England second row. Smith charged down by Horwell. These players will be starting to gasp now, those who have been out there
Play
for
on,
all of the game.
backwards, we play.
Baked in that sunshine on that far side as well. That's ricocheting. Who's this going to fall for here? Hammersley is trying to get back. In goes Issa. Hammersley's done brilliantly well there.
It's a rack, no hands.
Might have saved his side a try there.
Didn't Facundo Issa do well not to just flop over him, though? All his momentum said it had to happen, and the Argentine got back to his feet really quickly.
Keeps the game flowing too. Slows down again from the scrum half here, White.
Go, please, now.
Barbarians screaming, take him back, and the assistant marches back towards that England 22. And we are going to hear now from a man who's played in the game, Rhys Webb. He's got his breath back and he's going to talk to James.
Thank you very much, Miles. Yes, an hour of huff and puff, and finally the Barbars seem to have found a bit of momentum, Rhys, almost since you came off.
Yeah, no, it's been good. Obviously, it's been a long 60 minutes. Definitely tested the lungs, but no, we know it's going to be tough the first sort of 30, 40 minutes, and obviously it's going to start breaking up now, so perfect timing for the subs.
Indeed. Did Rodri just steal your try, by the way? That was a perfect number 9 support line, wasn't it?
No, it's not my try, it's the team's try, so no, good on him.
What about the fitness levels? Because as we get pelted by your teammates, can you imagine who it is? It's Joe Marler, of course, throwing anything that's within reach that's loose. Richard Hibbert's no better either. Will fitness hold up in this final 15 minutes? Because the Barbars are notorious for the fun and games in the week as well.
Yeah, look, we're all professional athletes. Yes, we've had a good week together as a team, but look, the main thing is we come out and perform as a team today, and yeah, the boys coming on now are fresh, and I'm sure they're going to empty the tanks as well for the last 10 minutes.
And just from a personal perspective, how's the experience been? You guys travel the world playing for various teams as professionals. This is a little throwback to the amateur day and the fun that can be had with the game.
Yeah, look, it's all about enjoyment, isn't it, at the end of the day, and it definitely brings a smile back to your face, and it's a dream come true to play for this special team, and I won't be washing this jersey.
Don't wash the jersey. I might move away, actually, on that note. 41-31, game still live as well. Thanks, Rhys.
Great stuff. Plenty of smiles. I think from Owen James can ask him to do his best. Right, said Fred. Live on national television, but maybe next time. On comes Ben Loader, as off goes Johnny Williams. There's another 20-year-old comes into the match. The London Irishman, 13 tries, 18 appearances.
No advantage.
Some
early
future.
Tackled by White. White, early tackled by White. Penalties out 15.
18.
Oh, like this penalty. And a chance for the Barbarians to build something here and to put it into a situation where it's anybody's game going to the final 10. Brock James going for the corner, no tap and go there.
Barbarians, wonderful imitation of Exeter into the corner. Now can they do the bit that Exeter do so well and turn this opportunity into a score?
Picked out of the air by Vui. And the drive is good. Fekatoa has joined in, scrum half Williams as well, and that looks like a try. It is confirmed. The Barbarians are right back. Heffernan going in.
That is the least Barbarian try you will ever see from the Barbarians. But while England are taking penalty kicks at goal because they want to win, the Barbarians are prepared to rumble from short range, and nothing wrong with that at all. And right now, that decision for Smith a couple of minutes ago to take 3 points looks a good one, because otherwise it could be level. It's a great take there, and England, I'm afraid, are just splintered, and from very early on in that drive, you know Nigel Owen's left hand is going up towards the Twickenham heavens. Great body position, very impressive for a team that have been together less than a week.
Well, at the very least, it's going to be, is there any reason why I can't award it? There's absolutely no reason whatsoever. Dave Heffernan, as you say, a very un-Barbarian-like try. Brock James with the conversion. What a finish we have in store now. Now, how much have the Barbarians got left in the tank? The evidence as it stands, is they've got a reasonable amount.
Miles, if you look at the team sheet, youth is on the side of England, but if you look at the match and its momentum, all of that is with the Barbarians. And when you're out there, Twickenham is a really hot place. It's burning hot on the field, and they will be feeling better at the moment.
Yes, that momentum has swung to the men in hoop jerseys. Oh, Williams trying to come through the middle there. You might remember he started this fixture last season, Roger Williams. Delighted to be back in the Barbarian camp, the Dragons man.
Let it go now, White, don't touch now.
James. Plenty of ballers. Dengeli Nayerevoro. And forward out of the tackle. England need to settle themselves here. They will have been backing their fitness regardless of this momentum issue. They are backing themselves to go quick here, but the cry is no from Nigel Owens. But White will not have his try.
You have an option scrum line. Okay, line called, line out there.
Never been touched by the opposition here, had it? Yes, it had, clearly.
Yeah.
Nice try, Marcus Smith.
He's aware of the opportunity, just not the laws. He's played very well. He's really on his toes at the moment, and he's still trying to drive England forward.
That's Will Spencer now on for the England side, claiming that line-out ball. White. And again, the scrum half. Oh, he's beaten a couple there. Did really well. And Beaumont carrying hard. Tommy Taylor.
18, yeah.
White again. It comes to Smith. Don Brandt has to do the hard physical work again. Bassett was calling for it, but he didn't really have much support. It was just him. It's a fairly even spread now, left or right. It's to the right that Mitchell goes, and again to find his fly half Smith. Then it's O'Connor onto Marchant. We've seen what he can do with those feet, and he's trying to do it again. He's elusive.
Still have the advantage, back.
He was still with an advantage here. Here's Ellis.
Move, Barbarians,
really good
please.
stuff from
Still
both
have the
sides.
advantage.
10 minutes to go. Exactly the sort of finish as a neutral you want.
Coming over now, lads. You're going back under pressure. 18, you were offside.
Take the 3 points. Take the 3 points, England. It would be inconsistent if they didn't. That's how they've played this game all the way through. They've played to win it.
I'm just wondering, would it be booed? It wasn't booed earlier in the match. In a way, strange that it's booed now, because well, even more important to get the 3 at this stage.
Well, the last one, Miles, there was a boo, wasn't there? But it was a sort of subterranean boo. That was coming through all the way.
I'll tell you who didn't boo, the couple next to Eddie Jones.
Are they the selectors?
Just where you are. Okay, thank you. Go back in, boys, please.
Have to take the 3
Just in
here,
case.
given the match situation. Do it with his eyes shut.
Well, we had an epic yesterday between Saracens and Exeter, and we have got a hugely entertaining, enthralling game with the Barbarians today. It's quite some finale for the English season here. Some lovely rugby, a competitive game, and a very exciting last 8 minutes as Bill Beaumont and Mrs. Beaumont look
Stay
on.
behind, boys, please.
A very proud day
Good.
for the family. Just want the win now to go with it. Marchant. What a performance in this second half. What a run this is. He's still beating them. Inside it goes to Spencer. Absolutely brilliant from Marchant. White finds Don Brandt, of course.
Release.
There's a very able and willing option there. Smith crossfield kick. It's interesting because he had men to his right. Loader will chase. But at least it is territory for England at the end of that, inspired by Joe Marchant. What a run.
Marchant hasn't had as much touch as a few players, but his influence has been huge. You'll remember the Hammersley try when he was brilliant. Decoys and dummies everywhere there. Adia Loken left for dead. Beat a couple with the inside dummy. He has been hugely impressive. James Horwell, he knows what he's got, but nothing he can do to stop his former teammate. And Adia Loken is burnt off there. Big future.
Williams a bit scrappy the ball, but they make something of it here, the Barbarians. There's one side in World Rugby that looks to go from deep. This is the one. Slade. That could go anywhere. England try and pounce, can't. Adia Loken retrieves it for the Barbarians. Nigel Owens takes a close look. Play on the court. Williams to Schumann. Well, to get that out the tackle to James, and then along the line it goes. Off goes Heffernan to a good pace, the hooker. Yaravoro. Ouch, says Loader, but he put his body on the line there, all right. Horwell. His rugby career coming to an end with a thrilling finish. Peartown caught by Curry. Oh, stolen by Smith. Pickpocketed. Brilliant from the fly half. Seemed to pop it from nowhere. Curry tries to get back in there. Gives it to Dombrand. And Dombrand on the line. With all that strength coming to the fore with what should be a winning score.
Well, that's all about the Harlequins there. The negative side, James Horwell, a horrendous pass. Will not haunt him. It's not the biggest game of his life, but he won't be impressed with that. The initial tackle is solid. You just hang on in there. But Horwell trying to force the game. I think that's Brock James. I take that back. England so quickly on their man there. Dombrand finishes, but Marcus Smith just gets himself in a fantastic position. He's been brilliant. He's been pilfering everywhere today. The little man Smith and the big man Dombrand. Very positive stuff from the two Harlequins. Immaculate with the boot so far. 8 from 8. Could it be 9 from 9? It probably will be game, set and match if this goes over.
Right in front of the coaches. Well, Fagan wouldn't have anything to teach this little fellow, would he? Goodness me. How many handkerchiefs do you want on view? Just a small one will do for Marcus Smith. Brilliant contribution. And England now out to 51 points.
Ben Curry had a big target to hit, but he hit him hard. Smith then just snaffles that ball, and Dombrand, with the power that we've talked about, gets him those few millimetres he's needed, and that's all the difference. That surely is game.
Brock James to restart. 3 minutes. At least after this score, if they were to score in this current minute, because it has to be now for the Barbarians. Can they get it to 45 from this attack?
Good, got his feet played.
Messam allowed to go on.
Hands away now, White, don't touch it, thank you.
Schumann. Fekitoa has lost the ball. And quite possibly the match with it now. Those faint hopes.
Dombrand again, the man, just picking up the loose ball.
Urbano. England not going to rush this. Shown great maturity, this young England side. Sheedy now on to play at fly half. Smith with him in the centre. There's Sheedy. Little chip to Loader. Yaravoro with the tackle, let him drop. And Eventually the ball is dropped by O'Connor. It's time for you to start to consider your man of the match.
Yeah, quarter man of the match. Two big contenders. One a very large man. It's that man, Alex Don Brandt. He's had a fantastic game today. He's carried well, but again, he's slashed through defenders because of the lines he picked. Powerful, but my man of the match is the little maestro behind Marcus Smith. Everyone, they'll talk about his goal kicking. It's been immaculate, but his game management has been superb. He has run this show beautifully. The delay on the pass for the try was exquisite. Marcus Smith, the apprentice, seems to have emerged. It's only the Barbarians, it's not a test match, but this kid has been absolutely wonderful. You would never believe he's 20 years of age. He has played with so much maturity. And that's my moment of the match. Just that split-second weight on it. It's exquisite.
You know my view on man of the match. I particularly like it. It's a team game through and through. But today maybe, where if you are going to have one, it could have been a forward and a back, one each. Don Brandt and Smith. But they'll be the first to say they could only do what they did on the back of their teammates, nature of the game and all that.
Oh yeah, I mean, Mitchell was magnificent in the hour he was on the pitch as well. It's a team game, and man of the match, it's a subjective call. It's a bit of fun, isn't it?
Crouch. Bind. Set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready. No. Okay, no. No. It's my... I appreciate what happened, but it's my fault because we had no space on that side. So I can't penalise them when you didn't give me the space as well, okay? So we're going to go again. Space, please. Pressure off.
It's like the grip intention of yesterday. There's no point pretending that it hasn't. But it has been a really entertaining game, hasn't it? I'm certain that Malinder and his management will be pleased, as will Eddie Jones and his management. These players may be for another era to Eddie Jones, but you can see some very talented players today. Mention for Marchant as well, who has been brilliant when he's had the ball.
Get your knees off the ground, get your height better.
Oh, very different occasions, the English Premiership final and the England Barbarians match, but pitched at different levels, different styles, but in their own way. They have been classic confrontations this weekend. That's England's summer coming up. Back in August with those games, all live on Sky Sports. Wales twice, home and away. Ireland, Italy. Nice touch there.
Crouch.
With Keith Kent, the groundsman, getting
Bind. Set.
Handshake from Eddie Jones. And what a brilliant pitch he's produced again this weekend. Heavily used and still being heavily used by the Barbarians.
Still in the hands.
Hint of a knock on there, wasn't there?
Stay back, stay out.
Oh, well.
Hands away, White.
This is defiant from the Barbarians. They're running out of time.
Don't touch it.
Try here to drop goal conversion. They still might have time to restart. It's the big drive. Schumann.
It's up, lads. There's too many hands at that. Scrum, attacking ball. There's hands on it all over it.
The Barbarians do not get the clock stop
Attacking ball.
for it to be checked. And that, for them, is probably that.
Talked about Marchant, how well he has played in attack. Balance of his running game, the power, but he was the man beneath Schumann there. I think per touch he has been as good, if not better, than anyone, but I think it's revolved more around the back row and the half back, and that's why Don Brandt and Smith were the picks. But
Shoulder. Crouch. Bind. Set.
the future's bright for Harlequins.
Crowd letting their
Keep it up, lads. Keep
feelings
it
be known now.
up. News.
One last go from Brock James. Just got away
Let
from
it go, White, please.
Smith. It's Vui to Luatua. Williams. And a chance wide maybe for Naya Avora. Who wants to tackle him? Loader goes in. Nobody can tackle him. Showtime for the Barbarian winger right at the end. As they bounce off, but it'll be England's match. It's been an excellent match.
The thing is about Kelly Naravoro, he's a giant, but he is so nimble. There's no winger that can move down the touchline with him with such an easy facility. He shrugs men off, but he can dance along a line so easily. He's brilliant balance. You remember watching him with Glasgow, Miles? There was that one game, and you just thought, who is this man? James Horwell. Well.
Well, these could go badly wrong. Final kick, final act of his career.
Watch your hamstring, James.
Come on, do a John Eales. Get the crowd going. It's not the triple jump in Helsinki. Here we go. Oh, well, not quite. Lovely moment, though. And we should say, congratulations on a stellar career to James Horwell. Match with a top line at that moment, undoubtedly. But we should also say to England, after last year's, at times, embarrassing match, this England 15 full of youthful vigour.